So if we can sustain through a yes vote on May 4th this issue 1 and the Third Frontier funding, I really think that we can put Ohio in a competitive position that as we're moving out of this recession as a nation, that we're then able to recruit companies, bring resources, things that other states are just going to be at a disadvantage of. So I think this could allow us to really see that competitive leadership emerge.
And if I could say, it's not only that we are maintaining our efforts at a time when other states are stepping back, but it's the unique nature of Ohio's program. Other states do have bond issues that support research at universities and at research centers. What's unique about Ohio's program is that it is solely and completely targeted at building that relationship between our research capability and our businesses and entrepreneurs and investors. So 100% of every project, which of course is also peer-reviewed. This is not something that is given out based on geography or political or political interest. This is all peer-reviewed by experts and given out, and investments are made solely on the merits. But every project has private investment as well as the investment of the research institution. So we know from the beginning, we at least have the best shot of knowing that these really are companies and projects and products that have an opportunity to succeed in the marketplace. Speaking as your chancellor for 1 second, and not as the chairman of the Third Frontier Commission, I can tell you that there's a lot of great research universities in the country, and the president of Case Western Reserve is here, and the president of Cleveland State is here. They know that well. But we're going to be the best in the country and the best in the world, if we can, at linking our research capability to businesses so that we can grow and create jobs in Ohio. We're well on our way to do that.
I can attest to that. In the application, again, that Fairfax participated with Cleveland Clinic, there were over 14 partners in that application: business, higher education, and medical. Baiju, not to leave you out, the organization that you lead was founded by institutions in the University Circle, Greater University Circle area. Can we speak to the success that those institutions have seen as a result of the creation? And also, the mayor of Cleveland speaks quite a bit about the strengths of Cleveland, and certainly is leading toward education and medical, being our trademark. So let's talk about how what you do and what the institutions that form the organization, what kind of success we're receiving, and how the city of Cleveland as a whole will benefit from that.
Well, I think it's fair to say at this point that Cleveland's primary industry is the healthcare industry in terms of employment, in terms of reputation. You can't go a day anymore in this country without looking at the major business journals or medical journals and not see someone from Northeast Ohio or an institution from Northeast Ohio mentioned about a major medical matter. You see that with presidents, both Democrats and Republicans, being trotted through our community, citing the example of what we've been able to create here as a model for what should be done nationwide in healthcare. What we've been able to do, I think, through the partnership of these institutions and the public sector and the business sector, is translate that clinical and research excellence into broader economic benefit. And so back to the Third Frontier, when bioenterprise started, Northeast Ohio and Ohio as a whole was not on the map for the biomedical industry. We had very little venture capital, very little company formation occurring, despite all of these great clinical and research assets. But by bringing these institutions together and by incenting the collaboration, as the state of Ohio has done through their program, we're now considered one of the leading healthcare innovation regions in the country. We're drawing as much venture capital into our region as places such as Research Triangle in North Carolina. And that then results in, obviously, the types of companies and the job creation that's occurring in Fairfax.
Sure. I'm excited about that. Everyone knows where my loyalty lies. I want to talk a little bit about high school education and how we can make a connection and create hope for our high school children. I'm thinking of John Hay in particular, School of Science and Medicine. Again, the universities and hospitals in the University Circle area support the school. But any thought about how we can create vision, enthusiasm about the possibilities of connecting our kids in 10th, 11th, 12th grade to the industry that's moving forward?
Well, absolutely. And the Third Frontier program has been an important part of an overall effort in Ohio, with which you're familiar, Vickie, to emphasize what we call STEM education: science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine, because these are the industries of the future. These will be the good-paying jobs of the future, and we need to make sure that our high school students and even younger are excited about it, that the quality of the education we're providing them in these areas is first-rate, so that they can see the opportunities for themselves. And of course, our universities partner closely with the schools that you've mentioned. We also have, within the Third Frontier program, a very successful internship program. And one of the things that we care a lot about in Ohio is what we call the brain drain, which is a lot of our young people not seeing opportunity here for themselves, so they think they have to go somewhere else to find it. And through the Third Frontier internship program, we've been able to bring students into those companies, the companies that are being created in Fairfax and all around, see that there are opportunities here for them in Ohio, and get excited about the future of their careers and that they can build them in Ohio.
I just want to add to that, because I think that's absolutely vital, and that's the future talent pipeline that's going to be employed by the types of companies that are being grown through the Third Frontier. But even as we speak today, in the midst of this great global recession, there are still jobs going unfilled in the technology industry, in healthcare. So we've been able to partner with the community colleges in particular for adult retraining programs. There are jobs at places like Benvenue Laboratories in Bedford, which is adding about 100 to 150 production workers to produce pharmaceuticals, that they're looking to retrain individuals that have grown up in traditional manufacturing industries for healthcare.
You know, again, I can relate to that. My mom works for Benvenue. This is great how this is working out.
This wasn't a setup.
But I do know that's true. I see RK in the audience, where we've even been able to connect residents who are highly skilled and educated to some of these job opportunities. We learned a little bit about a stent with human tissue being sold inside of it, and how a very skilled seamstress, could fill a position such as that. So we're excited about the opportunities at different levels. Can either of you, Rebecca or Baiju, give us examples of how companies have connected to the neighborhood and not necessarily at the PhD level?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, I was thinking about when you said neighborhood, I haven't done any work specifically in Fairfax, so I was hoping that he could cover that part. That being said, it's only been 7 months. I'm sorry. You'll suck me in.
It is all about Fairfax.
Exactly.
I just want to be really clear. It's about Fairfax.
She'll suck me in at some point, I'm sure. But there is examples, all across we have a 21 county region, and so we think, much broader than Cuyahoga, but not quite as broad as the Chancellor. And so we have seen jobs like, there was just a news clip about Graphtech. And, this is an old industry manufacturing company that then saw some new industry applications for diffusing heat in like laptops and cell phones and things like that. They got funding from the Third Frontier, and you go and it looks like a manufacturing facility. And so these workers are all types of skill levels, from PhDs to workers on the line. And and many of them had to be retrained, and have gone through our workforce retraining programs to be able to do that. So, there's stories on the Third Frontier website and also on the campaign website that really highlight all of these different types of careers and jobs.
Yeah, and some of the larger companies that we work with in our industry, for example, Lifeline Screening, which is in Garfield Heights, has partnered with the St. Martin de Porres High School, and so they take students as a part of their internship requirement to graduate from high school, and they train them on the work that they're doing at Lifeline Screening, which is a medical screening company, so that there's an opportunity for them for careers when they graduate, if they want to come straight from high school or if they're going to go after college. They know what career path they might want to follow for types of positions that those companies will be offering.